that also creates,
yeah, that also creates a scope hierarchy, which is a which is the same thing, prototypically inherited child scope. Okay.
So, sir, that simply means that if we use a reference type variables, that's a good coding practice.
Yeah. So that is a good coding practice, but better than that, you can use a controller as pattern, which Angular has introduced little later when they saw these kind of issues. So that is the next part which I am going to take. Using reference type is a good thing, but don't follow it. Don't do it because you are having dollar scope inside your controller, and having dollar scope inside your controller is not a good practice, because when you are going to migrate to Angular 2, you will not see dollar scope. So the better practice is have this. What is this? Each function has a this. This means its own context. So in controller as what they did is they are using they are utilizing this property, which is a function context. So that is good practice. But if you have a scope, so that is not a good practice, because when you are going to migrate, you need to rewrite so much code, because the thing is you need to first migrate to controller as pattern, and thereafter you need to you know go for a migration. So the thing is, now we just look at a controller as pattern. So see here what I did is I just by following controller as pattern, you will make sure that you will not face a problem related to this thing, primitive and reference type thing. So that is very good thing. And you don't need to follow that prototypal. You don't need to take care of the prototypal inheritance thing, and you don't need to dig deeper into it. So this is a very good pattern, and which most of the developers are following it. So what the different thing I did here is I did this thing, outer controller as VM. So what as VM says, as is nothing but an alias of my controller. Okay, and alias belongs to this VM will have whatever the controller function value available inside it. Just open the demo first. Script.js. So see, just remove that scope. This one is remove this thing. Yeah, see. Function bracket. Yeah, see. See, I don't have a dollar scope now as a dependency, as I haven't injected a dependency of dollar scope. What I'm doing is, this function, this function, I'm utilizing this, and I placed inside a VM variable, because this can make issues when playing with a function inside the same context. That lexical scoping and all scoping issues. So what I did is I placed that this inside a VM variable, and thereafter I have a same thing like primitive data type. So what is that? What we have initially, VM is equal to foo dot something. VM dot foo is equal to something. Then VM dot show inner content is equal to true. Okay, and just shift it to index.html. Yeah. So see, what I did here is it is a VM. Just drag it. Yeah, same thing. Only the change is as is nothing but a alias, and which name is VM. So it can be anything. Whatever you can do. Like it can be A, B, C. Just I used VM for a view model. Okay, so just a better convention. And thereafter, what it says, whatever available inside of this, which is nothing but a function controller ka this, so that will be available inside this VM. And whenever I am using the controller value, I am using VM. So VM.foo. Okay, here also whenever I wanted to show foo value, I use that alias, and thereafter foo. Here as well I did the same thing. So see, in that case, see here ngClick, I am modifying the foo value to something else. Okay, so if you run this sample code,
If I change the value over here, it is getting reflected in all place. And what will happen if I change that from child scope? Why?
Because search for the parent, public parent or parent, because it would not
Yeah,
create,
correct. Yeah,
it
what?
would not create a reference for it, or like a different reference for it.
Yeah, correct. So yeah, see, let's see. See, that VM was referring to this context. Okay, so if you look at closely,
What you can see is, I show the first way where I was creating a model, $scope.model, and inside that I am putting up all these things. So here, if you look at this closely, you will see that instead of model, what I did is I assume that this is nothing but my model, okay, and inside that model I'm putting my properties. Like this is nothing but that will be context of that my function, and inside that is nothing but a object, and inside that I'm going on putting on properties. So that will be foo and show inner content, and on view what I'm doing is, see, I'm using that this ka thing over here, vm.foo. So this is nothing but a, I will just again explaining all this thing, how it will Angular compile this page. So when it at the start it will search for a ng app directive, and it will takes that app module and search for and it goes to, thereafter it will goes to the ng controller thing. It will assign that controller stuff scope over here, and when you do control outer controller as VM, so at that time what it does is, internally if you look at a $scope, if you do console.log $scope, you will see that scope will have .vm property in it. So that VM property will have whatever inside of this. So see, just go to script.js.